As a therapist, I believe that couples can overcome just about anything. But as your friend, leave your husband. Just leave your husband. He's not trying. He doesn't want to change. You're better than him. He won't go to couples counseling. He's promised to change 100 times. He doesn't seem like he likes you. So maybe you should just leave your husband.
Ah, yes, the classic, like 35, 40-year-old woman saying that other women should leave their husbands. Why? Because apparently the man won't change. You know what's interesting? Every single time I hear this point, by the way, oh, the man won't change. How terrible. Okay, why did you marry the man in the first place then? If he's been like that for the last 15 years, why did you decide to get married in the first place? But what is going on, guys? It is Taylor the Fiend back again. And on today's episode, we have some more women over on TikTok for you here today. We're going to be kicking it off with this woman as I pull it up now, who's actually perhaps maybe even talking a little bit of common sense. So let's take a look at it. Let's see what she has to say. This is a woman who has apparently started dating a coffee barista. So let's jump into it. Don't forget to leave your thoughts and your comments.
2 months ago, I gave a hot barista my number. He was at work. I saw him. I was interested. We had a conversation. It went really well. There are videos about it on my page, and you can kind of follow the saga. But
that's just what you want, right, guys? You know, you want to date a woman who chronicles her dating experiences over on TikTok. That sounds fantastic. I know you're all so excited to date a woman who does that.
I got a lot of comments on my original Meet Cute video where I explained our interaction. I got a lot of comments like this, demeaning him for his job.
Okay, so this comment, if you're not watching the video and you're just listening, the comment says, "You're dating a guy that serves coffee for a living, ? That's not really a job." So basically, this woman is now dating this coffee barista, and apparently people in the comments were roasting him for working as a coffee barista. Now, obviously, that's ridiculous, okay? You know, there's nothing wrong with being a barista, but let's continue.
And it makes me really fucking angry. So here's the thing. People are not their jobs. I am of the opinion that we do work, we do labor to earn money to live. I am not my job, you are not your job. Maybe for some people that's their whole personality, but let me just give you an example from my past. So currently, I'm a bartender and a waitress, and there's some bartenders out there who make 6 figures a year doing what they do. I'm not one of them right now, but I'm not going to judge somebody based on what they do.
So I half agree with this woman and I half disagree, okay? I actually do think that you should be judging people based on what they do. For example, if you're looking to marry a woman and yet she does OF, right? She sells spicy photos of herself online, you should probably absolutely judge that woman and not marry her. Okay, you know, or for, you know, there's many other instances of this where perhaps you should be judging people based on what they do. That said, I don't think there's anything wrong with being a coffee barista. Okay, people who are going to roast like people who work in these service industries, that's obviously stupid, right? These people, they are a part of society. They help people get their coffee. It is what it is. You know, a lot of these people who work in these industries, guys, like I've seen women trash on plumbers, you know, trash on electricians and all of this kind of stuff. And it just makes no sense to me because these are the people who operate society. Now, granted, it's coffee, but a lot of us really love our coffee. So I think you should be judging people based on what they do, but roasting a guy because he's a barista is a little bit damn stupid. So I agree with her there.
Going to judge somebody based on what they do. There is so much more to a human than their job title. Circling back, I got a little distracted there. I'm currently a bartender. What you don't know about me is I have my bachelor's degree in chemistry. I graduated first in my class, and I sold cars for several years and did make 6 figures. So right now with me bartending, I'm doing fine. I'm doing this because I am choosing to while I decide what's next. So you never know what is going on in somebody's life or why they are in the position they are in. This man was actually going to go back to school and get his master's this fall in social work. He loves working at the coffee shop. Out west where I live, coffee shops are thriving. This is a huge business and a very important part of the community. And he was a lovely human being. So
Just by the way, in general, guys, I don't think women will give you this amount of leeway unless you're attractive. You know, if you're a dude and you're working one of these jobs that's perhaps not super prestigious or you don't make a lot of money, if you're an average guy, and especially in terms of the looks department, a lot of women are going to overlook you. You know, they're not going to be like, oh, well, he's going to get his master's. He's actually studying this. A lot of the women simply won't care, right? Like if the guy's attractive, there are many women out there who would date an attractive guy and it doesn't matter what he does. You know, we've all seen it, okay? Women throughout their 20s dating or hooking up with men who don't have jobs, for example, and stuff like this. And then when, of course, they push 30, now they're looking for the millionaire guy because they refuse to settle. I mean, we see it all the time. I think a lot of these women would have different opinions if the man wasn't attractive, but let's continue.
I live, coffee shops are thriving. This is a huge business and a very important part of the community. And he was a lovely human being. So I am not going to look at somebody and be like, they're a barista. No. Maybe you will. Maybe that's not what you're after, but you know nothing else about the person or their situation. So if they are happy and they're paying their bills and they're a good human, that's what I care about.
Again, women say this crap, guys, like, oh, as long as they're a good human and they're a happy person and they're optimistic and they can make me laugh, then that's what I value in a man. But typically there's more to the story, right? You know, a lot of them won't look the guy's way unless he's attractive and or wealthy, typically. This is something that a lot of men understand, especially as time goes on, guys. Like, you know, women will have less and less tolerance, especially as they push into their 30s, you know, if they're looking for a guy who makes a lot of money. But I wanted to circle back into the video that I showed you guys in the intro, because that was absolutely crazy. We have this woman in her car who honestly is just absolutely nuts. So let me just pull this one back up again. This woman, doesn't she look incredibly happy? Now, this is a therapist. I don't know what age she is. I'm always really bad at guessing these people's ages, but I don't know, probably in her 40s. I don't really know, but, you know, she recorded this 36-second TikTok video here, specifically to say, that women should divorce their husbands. So let's run through it one more time and kind of break it down.
As a therapist, I believe that couples can overcome just about anything.
I mean, of course she believes that, by the way, because she gets paid to believe that. You know, if she's a couples therapist, which I believe that's what she is, a marriage therapist or whatever the hell you want to call it. I don't know. I'm not up with the lingo with these professions, all right? But of course she wants to believe that. Of course she would believe that, because this is what pays her bills. You know, if people weren't trying to work through problems, which oftentimes were probably not even solvable in the first place, then she probably wouldn't have a place to live. But let's continue.
About anything. But as your friend, leave your husband. Just leave your husband.
I wonder if this woman is divorced. She sounds divorced to me. Do you guys ever sense that, okay, when you're listening to one of these women talk? It's like, I'm getting the feeling, okay, my male intuition, right? I heard someone say female intuition on one of these TikToks like the other day, and I just thought it was really stupid. But, you know, my male intuition is telling me that this woman is divorced. It's just something about it. I don't know if you guys get that same feeling when you listen to some of these videos where you're like, yep, that woman's probably divorced. Or if she's in a marriage, boy, is that man losing some hair follicles. You know what I mean? Let's continue.
He's not trying. He doesn't want to change. You're better than him. He won't go to couples counseling. He's promised to change 100 times. He doesn't seem like he likes you.
Just by the way, a lot of men don't want to go to couples counseling for the reason that it's stupid. Okay, a lot of the times, let's be real, these therapy sessions that exist for marriages and couples or whatever, a lot of it is just there to bash the men and tell men that they need to do better. Even though, let's be honest, a lot of the times, even if the man were to do quote unquote better, even if he were to follow the instructions to a T, the woman would still have issues with him. You know, like the reason why men don't attend this stuff is because they know what it is. But women will treat it like it's a reflection of how much he actually cares about the woman and the marriage. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, women will be like, well, if he doesn't go to therapy with me, that means he really doesn't care. No, it means he thinks it's ineffectual, stupid, and a waste of time and money. But of course, the women don't see it that way, right? It's just ridiculous. Let's continue again.
100 times. He doesn't seem like he likes you. So maybe you should just leave your husband.
And I just love how punchy this video is, right? This woman decided to come on the internet and say, you know what? You're better than your husband. It's time to leave his ass. And this is what women do, man. One day they wake up, they see a TikTok video like this, and you have women divorcing their husbands left, right, and center because they're trying to take their resources and they feel like it on a random Wednesday. It's completely ridiculous. Guys, we're going to be leaving it there. Don't forget to leave your thoughts and your comments. Make sure you guys take care of yourselves, and I'll be seeing you all in the next one. Peace.